Good morning, everybody. Uneducated Economist here. So, thought I would talk a little bit more about these lending facilities that are going to end from the Federal Reserve, and actually from the Federal Reserve and the Treasury. I mean, these two are working in conjunction to make these lending facilities take place. Now, if you're not familiar with the lending facilities, these are the lending facilities that the Federal Reserve had set up in conjunction with the Treasury in order to bridge over the recession. That was the excuse that they used as they were setting these things up. Now, they are to cover every corner of the lending market. Anywhere that there is a loan taking place and there's somebody to buy it, the Federal Reserve has created a backstop for it. So, for example, if you have like a car loan, your car loan that you are paying on, that note that you're paying on, gets combined with a bunch of other ones and sold off as a security. Okay? So the Federal Reserve cannot buy that security outright. What they have done is they set up a special purpose vehicle, which is like an entity separated from the Federal Reserve. And they loan that special purpose vehicle money to buy those debts. And the reason is that if there is not a buyer for this debt, then what happens is that the interest rates begin to rise and the price of them begins to drop. And it becomes difficult for people to take out loans. Okay? Until the interest rates finally seek out an investor. So that's why the Federal Reserve has set up these special purpose vehicles, is so that as the investor starts to disappear from the market, the special purpose vehicle can step in and say, hey, we are here to backstop that loan, to keep the interest rates from rising. And so far it's worked. Now, some of these special purpose vehicles and some of these lending facilities have not been used. Some of them have been used extremely, like the payroll protection program stuff. That got used up. But some of them, like the Main Street Lending Facility, which was going to lend to small and mid-sized businesses, that one hardly got touched at all. And there's some of them that were very questionable about whether or not the Federal Reserve should have even set these ones up. And it was for the municipal bonds and for corporate bonds. These were two very controversial lending facilities. And the Treasury is now seeking to end three of those programs, those three, the municipal bonds, the corporate bonds, and the Main Street lending facilities. Now, here's the thing. When they set these lending facilities up, they set those things up to expire in September. In July, they expanded it to December. Now, here we're coming into December, and they're going to have to extend it even further. They're only going to let a few of them expire. The Federal Reserve is flipping out over it. I will leave a link down in the description, like I always do for you guys, and go down and read some of the Fed comments from some of these presidents out there, some of the Fed presidents. And every single one of them, it seems like, is absolutely dead set against closing some of these lending facilities. And one of them, and I can't remember which one before I started the video, I should have wrote it down, but said something to the effect that it would be a good tool to have later. Something to that effect. Like, we may not be using this lending facility now, but it could come in handy down the road. Here's the thing. These things are only established in unusual and exigent circumstances. And the Federal Reserve has been screaming about how we need more fiscal stimulus coming from the government, how, the economy is, not doing as well as expected. And the Treasury is going to end some of these facilities, which you would think is kind of like opposite thinking from the Federal Reserve. Now, ultimately, all this is a confidence game. It's just about confidence. In these lending facilities, you can go and find the notes, and I've done videos on it in the past. They were more about giving the investor the perception that there will be a buyer of last resort, the Federal Reserve, those lending facilities. When they heard that the Federal Reserve was going to be stepping in and buying corporate bonds, the corporate bond market just exploded. People were more than willing to lend money to corporations during a time of economic downfall and crisis because the Federal Reserve had said that they are going to set up a special purpose vehicle, a lending facility, and start buying corporate debt. And it turned out the Federal Reserve really didn't have to do anything at all. All they had to do was give the people that confidence to be confident to go out there and do that. That's all it is. It's just this confidence game. And so I thought about this for a little bit, and I'm like, okay, so what's happening here? Now, to me, the lending facilities being extended erodes confidence. It says to me that the economy is not doing well, and that extending it out there just goes to show that their efforts are not working. By ending the facilities, it tells me that the economy is strong enough to handle it. Think about it like a patient. You inject all this stuff into the patient to keep them alive. So like every single organ, every single part of their system continues to function. And then the doctor comes in and says, well, this isn't needed. Yeah. That's what kind of the, and so it's because that, because the patient is, might be sick, but he doesn't need any of that stuff there, right? That doesn't help. That's kind of the thought about it, right? That's the way I kind of see things here. And so with Mnuchin coming in saying that, saying we should end some of these things, does it really bring like kind of that confidence back? Or is it eroding it? I guess that would be a good question to ask. And then on top of it, if you think about like the fiscal stimulus and the questions on how that should be like distributed, doesn't it seem like it's obvious that it's all about checks to the people? I mean, it's just like, lending to household and businesses. I don't know how many times I hear that statement come from the Fed. Make sure that the flow of lending capabilities and credit goes to the household and businesses to support them. And every time I hear that, I think, sending people deeper into debt does not support them. I mean, it might maintain their lifestyle that they've created, but that doesn't support them. I mean, support them is somebody who can like totally function on their own and have a surplus, right? Yeah. This economy that we have coming into the future here, especially if we go into like this global lockdown again, it's going to get really interesting, to say the least. I just don't see how it is that small businesses who are already pushed to the limits are going to be able to function after this if they go through another lockdown. I mean, how many times can the government go and pass out checks? How many times can they give a grant? How many times can they continue going deeper in the debt, keeping these interest rates low, going into negative territory, and expect the system not to collapse? I mean, does it seem logical? That's all I have to ask about it. It's just like, can you continue to take out credit card debt and expecting everything to just be fine? Anyway, I would love to hear you guys' thoughts on some of these lending facilities and the ending of some of them and not all of them, and what that means for the economy, what that means for the Fed. These unusual and exigent circumstances, if they do not end these lending facilities, that'll pretty much mean that we are permanently in unusual and exigent circumstances. And that'll create the debate on what lending facilities you should have and to what extent you should be into it, since now you have these powers that you normally wouldn't have. It's a lot like this Obamacare thing. You remember when Obamacare came in, it was a debate on whether or not you should even have it, and now it's a debate on what kind you should have. The same thing's going to happen with these lending facilities. They're going to be in the system for so long that eventually it's just going to be part of it, and the unusual and exigent circumstances will be the normal circumstances. Okay, I got some mail for you guys. Let's unwrap some mail for you. All right, so this one, and it's the It's the guy's handle on YouTube, KD5BTQ. Thanks, brother. Let's see what he has to say, or what he sent me. These things are so much fun. I really appreciate it, guys. I love opening these things to see what you guys have sent me. Some of them are like really, some of them like are really funny. Like I don't know if you guys caught all of them, but there was one where I got sent like a chunk of wood, and he was talking about how wood is so valuable right now. You got to hold on to this for a commodity. I thought it was brilliant. Wow, it's heavy. Oh wow, man, taped up big time. Whoa, bro. Oh, no way. Bro. You sent me a whole tube of silver, bro? Oh my gosh. Thank you, man. That is badass of you. Man, that's something else, man. Thank you. Thanks for what you do to speak the truth. It's a fried catfish dinner, £1/2, February 18th. This is like, it was written on the back of an old, like an old dinner ticket or something like that. That's funny. Cool. Wow, I'm kind of lost there, man. I don't know what to say, dude. That just kind of blows me away. Thank you so much, man. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. And what is this, some gold dollar? What is this? It's like, it looks like one of those gold backs, but what is this? I have to look this up. It says gram on there, a 10th gram. So is this like one of those gold back dollars? And the 10th gram of gold? I mean, there's like a serial number on here. That thing is really cool, man. Thank you. Right on. Man, this is a really cool box, bro. Thank you. Oh, it's not over. Oh my God, man. Oops, sorry guys. That's an ounce of gold. Man, I don't know what to say, dude. I really don't. That's incredible. That is absolutely incredible, man. I'm a loss for words, man. Thank you. Man. Look at that. That's the real deal. Wow. Dude, I don't know what to say. I really don't. That is just absolutely incredible. Man, I'm going to have a hard time just opening the rest of these things. All right. This is from, I guess I should probably look and see who maybe sent this. What does that say? Fluorescent? Fluorescent, Colorado? Everyone needs free gold. Watch it every day. Scott. Very cool. Look at that. It's like little flakes of gold in there. Pure gold. What's going on? Thank you, Scott. This is amazing. What an incredible mail call video. Man, I'm blown away here, guys. I am absolutely blown away here. Thank you, Scott. Thank you. I wish I knew your name. I'm trying to remember if I've ever caught your name on this one. Okay, onward. See, and I thought this one was going to be the exciting one here. Still could be. What do we got here? Looks like a... Thunder in the Mountains. Chief Joseph, Oliver Otis Howard, and the Nez Perce War. Interesting. Well, I will certainly put that in the list of reads that I must do. Thank you very much. I'm sorry, guys. I'm a little taken back. Thank you very much for the book. I really appreciate it. I have started reading a little bit more. And for those of you who don't know, I have like a reading comprehension kind of issue. So I'm pretty good at reading articles. I can like blast through an article pretty fast. But in order for me to like read a book, I really have to like try. And a lot of times I can only get like, well, lately I've been able to get like, maybe about 15, 20 minutes in, and then I kind of just put whatever it is that I'm reading down and then come back to it. Problem is that I'll do that for like a week, and then I don't ever go back to it, and I end up reading these books halfway through. So I really have to start committing myself to at least like a time during the day to start reading more, and I'll probably find myself doing it, pretty often. So I have some time coming off from work here, and I'll probably try and read some of the books that, or at least get started on something as far as reading goes. But thank you very much for the book. Thank you very much for the little jar of gold. And Thank you very, very much for that tube of silver and that ounce of gold and the gold back dollar there. I'm blown away, man. I just don't know what to say. I mean, I've said it before a million times on this channel. When I started this, I never thought that anybody would ever like follow the channel. Like when I started it, I was just kind of looking for somebody to just kind of, just chat with. And I never thought that carrying the channel on and continuing the conversation would ever have taken me to this kind of level. Thank you guys. You guys have really done a lot for me. And, I just don't know what to say, man. Thank you so much. Thank you guys. Uneducated Economist. You guys let me know.